Thank you very much. Thank you and congratulations for being part of this huge crowd today. We had a rally on October 20th and they said we were part of a fringe element. Well, I'll tell you this right now. The fringe is getting pretty big, isn't it? There's been a lot of good news lately that we may overlook. George Bush endorsed Margaret Thatcher, and after 11 and a half years, she only lasted 4 more days. Ronald Reagan's nervous this Milli Vanilli thing has him on edge. Damn, right when my book came out. They're going to get on to all of us, yeah. Ronald Reagan, yeah, his book came out. It's being outsold by Bush's dog's book. Probably because it's more likely that Bush's dog wrote the book. They have given Reagan an award for the book. It's the best new work of non-fiction. When I liberated the Sandinista camps at the end of World War II. So it's great to be here today. I'm here to tell you, as I told the last time we gathered, that I've never been a supporter of Saddam Hussein's, nor have I supported, unlike the U.S. government, I've never supported Saddam Hussein. Nor have I supported the Shah of Iran, Shamir, Sharon, Suharto, Chiang Kai-shek, Cristiani, Dovasan, the Somozas, the Duvaliers, Marcos, Batista, Diem, Rios Montt, Stroessner, Pinochet, Cerezo, Park Chung-hee, General Zia, the Sultan of Brunei, Assad, King Fahd, General Zia, Franco, Savimbi, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, P.W. Botha, Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, or George Bush. I'm sorry if time constraints didn't allow me to get to your favorite mass murderer. We do not support these people because they are killers. And we are opposed to killing, and we've been opposed to killing much longer than George Bush has been outraged by certain... George Bush, who suddenly has found out that chemical weapons are immoral, maybe because there's not much to defoliate in the Middle East. I'm not sure. George Bush, chemical weapons are they're immoral. Come on, you know, you should kill people with good conventional weapons. Not a chemical weapon. Chemical weapons are wrong. You should kill people. Only Dow, only Union Carbide should murder. That should be left in their hands. Chemical weapons are otherwise wrong, you know. We knew Saddam Hussein was a madman when he sent children out to fight in human waves years ago. But George Bush helped funnel him aid at that point, you know. George Bush cast the tie-breaking vote to keep chemical weapons in the U.S. murder arsenal. And we should hold him culpable for that. Has anyone noticed that every time George Bush's popularity goes down, Saddam Hussein gets a little crazier that day? Bush, you're down 5 points. He's wacky. You're down 7 points. He's Hitler. You're down 12 points. He's got a bomb. Everybody! He's got a bomb. Who the hell doesn't have a bomb? Bush, you're crazy. You've got zillions of bombs. I'm worried about that, too. Israel has a bomb. South Africa has a bomb. I'm panicked about that, too. Oh. They talk 1 minute about how insane Hussein is with this bomb, like he's going to put it in his teeth and swim over here. And the next minute they talk about how it might be sane to use a preemptive nuclear strike so he doesn't use nuclear force. Get a club, get in the game. Bush is talking up, oh, you know, how about this hanging around with Assad, you know? Well, this is part of our madman conservation program. In 10 years, if they threaten us with another peace dividend, we can start to expose his atrocities. Yeah, we've drawn a line in the sand and we've told the whole world that we'll pay any price rather than develop a sane energy policy. This war is Bush's energy policy. You'll get a bunch of kids killed and then they won't use oil after that, will they? No, they won't. Oh, boy. You know, and there's another point that's never made in the U.S. mainstream media. They never seem to tell us this point. That oil belongs to the Arabs, okay? That's their oil. If we're concerned about oil, what we should stop doing is using so much oil. That's what we can control. We should tell our leaders that we want cheap public transportation and we want it now. We should tell our leaders that they should bring those troops home from the Middle East and tell them to start building railroads. We have to stop being in separate cars and in traffic jams where we become suspicious of one another. We should all get in the same railroad cars together because, brothers and sisters, we have a lot to talk about. I'm concerned that Saddam Hussein's going to make a big mistake and put Panamanians in his human shield. Then Bush will strike for sure. It's naked aggression over there, but in Panama, no, that was close. We had on loincloths. It's a just cause right across the manhood region. I'm also tired of the media talking. Of course we know that Iraqis control their state media. We know that, but they're always kind of Iraqi state-sponsored TV. We'll be right back after this word from Mobile. And I have a question for you today. How many of you 6 months ago gave a good goddamn about Kuwait? Did you care about Kuwait all of a sudden? Oh, poor Kuwait. Kuwait, when they got attacked, I was nearly as upset as when Morton Downey went off the air. The de facto slavery over there. They shouldn't be attacked. Hussein is wrong to attack other nations, but Kuwait, I'm going to tell people they should be killed for Kuwait, a family-owned oil company with a flag? I don't think so. Not for monarchs. The Saudis, yeah. The Saudis. Making women fight for Saudi Arabia is like making blacks fight for South Africa. It's wrong. But I'll tell you today, Bush is at the tables. Bush has to negotiate because of you. You are the leaders. Don't look to Washington for the leaders. You are the leaders. We are the leaders. They have to respond to us. They can't look at these numbers and take it lightly any longer. Congress should be in session until every troop is home. Congress should be in session. If they're not there, they're still responsible. All Congress cares about is Bush has a big distraction. He comes in, speaks to Congress. Yay, there he is, the guy that got the SNLs off the front page. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm tired of being called a radical. I don't think I'm radical. I don't think you're radical. I don't think we're radical. What's so radical about what we want? We want peace. We want economic justice. We want civil rights. We want jobs. We want hope. We want public transportation. I'm a radical? No, I'm not a radical. I don't have 400,000 troops assembled in a desert wearing scuba diving suits to bring me more oil than I'm already choking to death on. That's radical. I'm for socialized medicine, not socialized warfare. I'm for building homes, not blowing up homes. We know who our enemies are. We don't need George Bush to tell us who our enemies are. Every time he talks, he points out who our enemies are. People like George Bush. They minimize, they say this isn't another Vietnam. They're going to minimize the casualties. Yeah, they minimize the U.S. casualties, which means they're going to maximize the Iraqi casualties, and that is obscene, and that is wrong. They tell us it's not another Vietnam, and then they wheel out Henry Kissinger to tell us about it. Henry Kissinger! It was not another Vietnam. Why would they bring the Henry Kissinger? What was Goebbels unavailable that day? Goering wasn't around. Bring out Kissinger. And he talks like he's really saying, we must be very careful or war will be averted. We must give the atrocities time to take effect. If we do not act correctly, tens of thousands of innocent lives will be saved. And it will bring needless suffering to the clients of Kissinger and associates. Well, we're sick of him. We're sick of the Pentagon, so greedy they have an extra side on their building. We don't need stealth bombers. What do? They fly around and you can't tell they're there. Well, why don't you just say you have them? I'm tired of seeing the Berlin Wall getting torn down while the Pentagon still stands in this country. Someday we all have to go down there when our jackhammers and our sledgehammers and knock that to the ground and build the tomb of the unknown civilian. I want to thank you for the great honor to speak to you wonderful people today. I want you to take good care of yourselves, I want you to take good care of each other, and I want you to never tire of protesting until justice is achieved. Thank you very much.